Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Ozee and this is Chat with Ozee. Please, if you're here to subscribe, can you click on the subscription button and click on notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post any new video. So let's start up with the things happening outside the house. Apparently, Femi David had posted this picture of Handy saying, "I miss her," and I'm like, Femi David, I thought you said no girl in the house was your spec. Also, you said you like thick girls. Yes, girls like Onyeka, just with a very beautiful face. Yes, a very fair, beautiful face. So how are you missing Handy? Moving from that, Perry had tweeted this. He said, "There are some women you see and you'll be like, God they create, not the surgical manufactured ones, so natural beauty." And people came on his matter and all, and then he had posted again saying, "Sometimes I actually forget that 90% of the people on here, as far as I know, are BBN worshippers." Well, my last tweet had nothing to do with BBN. Some of you all need a life. I say it's all right. When you have been tweeting of BBN since, why won't people misinterpret you? Moving from that, this is me saying a huge congratulations to India. She becomes the latest brand ambassador to Ash Luxury Wears. Congratulations there. Like, I mean, when did she leave the house here and she's already bagging deals? Congratulations to this baby girl. Also, let me quickly say a happy birthday to Onyeka. Yes, it's already 12, so I mean, it's already her birthday. And the housemates are currently singing happy birthday to her and wishing her a happy birthday. Now, let's go back into the house. Let's start off with the golden Penny Semovita tax. Yes, now we have four teams. We have Team Miyakoka, we had Team Egusi, Team Eforiro, and Team Afang. For Team Miyakoka, we had Ben, Onyeka, Tofa, and Wanni. For Team Egusi, we had Cassia, Suj, Victoria, Ozee. For Team Eforiro, we had Nelly, Shaun, Kelly, and Ozee. For Team Afang, we had Anita, Chizoba, TJ, and Handy. Yes. Now, what was the first activity? The first activity, but wait, before I get there, I beg, can someone explain to me why Golden Penny gave them something like a booklet to read, and at the end of the day, they did not do anything concerning that booklet? Like, no questions asked or anything like that. Well, it's even good for the housemates because most of them slept on that booklet and barely read anything from it. Well, for the first activities, they were to search for hidden keywords, yes, that must be spelled out. Yes, there were 20 keywords associated with Golden Penny. Each team was to find four words. However, when one team finds a word, the other team, because they were going team by team, the other team cannot use that word. First of all, they were to trace the word on a puzzle, on a word puzzle, and then that's player one and two will trace the word, then player three will look for the word in the puzzle, in that big pool that you can see there, and pass it to player four, who then put it in the live puzzle piece there to spell the words. Yes, at the end of the day, Team Miyakoka went first and they had three correct words because they had used a W instead of an M when spelling Semovita. They had turned the W to be an M, but Big Brother had told them that that was a W and not an M. They would have used an M instead of a W. Yes. So for that, they had failed that word and they had gotten three correctly. Team Egusi and Team Afang actually got 4 points correct. Yes, they got their four words. And then Team Eforiro got only 2 words correctly. Now, moving to the next stage. The next stage was basically all about preparing soups. Yes, Big Brother had told them that, I mean, Golden Penny Semovita was celebrating 60 years. Yes. So their task was basically to get 2 members of their team to prepare food while 2 members will be preparing the presentation, that is a poem. And for the poem, they must include Goldie Penny at 60, and they must also include catchphrase "my soup first choice." Yes, and they must also, like, the poem must be funny and all. Now, Big Brother had gone ahead to give them 5 minutes to shop. He had given them a warning that from that market that they were to shop for in 5 minutes, they were not to go back to take anything once the buzzer rings. Yes. And at the end of the day, guys, it was only Team Egusi that actually did keep to their 5 minutes, even taking their Semovita and the rest. Other teams did not keep to that 5 minutes. Plus, they went back to take the semovita. And I'm wondering, yes, people are to cook soup, but the soup is not meant to be eaten with the semovita that is doing the tax. Because I really did not understand. Well, for the presentation, as usual, Onyeka found how to insert Ozee to the whole thing again. Ozee was she was doing the poem for her team. Yes, she found a way to insert Ozee in the mix again, and I'm like, Onyeka. Well, at least she got best presentation, so at least that insertion of Ozee did not go in vain. Well, after they had done the presentation, Big Brother had told them that okay, now they were to pick one person each from the four groups who would act as judges and taste each meal. Now they had gone ahead to each team had represented. We had Nelly, Ben, Chizoba, and Cassia. And their judging was very biased. Yes, extremely biased. Well, at the end of their judging, we had Mia Coca with 333 and 4.5. Yes, the person that scored 4.5 was Ben, and he was a part of the Mia Coca team. And then they got 13.5. Then we had Team Efori row 5. The person that gave 5 was Nelly, and that was her team. Then the others gave 3. Then Cassia gave her 4, making her 15. Now Nelly did return the favor to Team Egusi, but however, Team Afang, they got 3, 5, 3, 2. Yes, the 5 was from Chizoba, who was their team member. Yes, and Nelly had given 2, making a 13 point. Then we had Team Egusi, who had 2, 5, 4, 2.5. Yes, the 5 came from Cassia herself, and 4 came from this girl Nelly, returning the favor. That gave them 13.5. Biggie then told them that they can go ahead because he provided zobo, kunu, and palm wine for them in the cooler. Yes, and then he declared the soup festival open and told them to eat as much as they wanted from what they had cooked. Now they went ahead to eat and merry, and then Big Brother started playing jams. Yes, what he was playing, you know how all these live bands will come and play O1 best songs? Yes, that was kind of what this kind of songs he was playing. And then the housemates were dancing, celebrating, and all. I mean, they were celebrating the 60th anniversary of Golden Penny Semovita. Happy 60th anniversary, by the way. Now, moving from that, Big Brother then asked them that, okay, they have enjoyed enough. That did they enjoy themselves, and they had said yes, they enjoyed themselves. And then Big Brother had gone into the result. He had told them that Team Afang and Team Egusi had perfect scores for the first activity. He had also said that Team Egusi were the only team that didn't return to the market after the buzzer had sounded, that they also had an average point during judging. So the best presentation goes to Team Mea Coca. Team Egusi actually are taking the win. Yes, they did win this particular attack. They had all asked if they can carry their food back into the house, and Big Brother had given them the go ahead to do that. So that would leave someone like Victoria with 8 wins now. Yes, we have someone like Sud with 4 wins. We have Ozee with 7 wins, and we had Sud with like 4 wins. So congratulations to these pairs. Moving from this, we have our 17th housemate, which is the parrot, coming to our screens very soon. Yes, this flyer has been going around and it says, "You say, tune in." So Now, the only thing is I did not put when the parrot will be talking, so, but we all know that from this, anytime from now, the parrot will speak. DSTV posted the parrot is ready to get at it again. Tune in. So we are basically waiting. Now, Ben during his diary session was taxed by Big Brother. Yes, Big Brother basically told Ben to secure all the eggs that were hidden by the housemates in their drawers and in the kitchen. He should make sure he secures all and bring to the diary room, and then a reward will be waiting for him at the end of the completion of this task. And Ben has started looking going around and looking for where these housemates kept their eggs. Now, if you're wondering, eggs, housemates are hiding food. No, the housemates, since after the whole egg incident that they had then decided that every egg that they get, they are going to split it amongst themselves. So for this week, they had splitted the eggs 10 per person. So as at when they were still paired, it was 20 per pair. Yes, but 10 per person. So Ben is seriously looking for the eggs now. If you ask me, I'll tell you that today the diary sessions were for crying. Yes, because almost everybody cried. Well, Anita cried in a diary session and she spoke about how for her she feels like she's out of place. Yes, and Biggie had encouraged her and told her that yes, she can be hard on herself, but then again, she should know that yes, she can be all high standards and all, but sometimes she needs to touch the ground. Yes, and she has spoken about how when talking to her sister and all, she tends to open up more. So she will try to do that with Big Brother so that her diary sessions will not just be going one way. Yes, so basically she was crying because she just felt out of place and felt a certain kind of way, especially with the fact that she has not been winning of late. And Big Brother had reminded her that, I mean, you were the head of house for 2 weeks in a row, week 3 and week 4. So the only time that things did not just go your way is last week. So just calm down and you would see that things will change. Don't be too hard on yourself. And she had agreed. Chizoba, on the other hand, also cried during her diary session, and for her, it was all about things that have been happening with her. First of all, she felt like they did not win their wager, and it was a thing of they did not accept her ideas and all that. On Monday, she had told them that she did not have ideas and all. However, she had formulated her ideas and had given it to Ozee and some others on Thursday. And then on Friday, she had presented it to Shaun. And Shaun had said he was not going to go through it, that she should explain what it was. And she wanted him to read it. So she did not explain what it was. And then he just pushed it aside. So she did not like the way he just pushed it aside. And Big Brother just made her understand that you bringing it on Friday, when you finished it on Thursday, do you feel like there was a problem with your timing? And me, in my head, I'm like, I don't understand. You part to present wager on Friday. You then bring your idea on Friday so that what will happen? Ha! Oh God. You did not bring Monday, you did not bring Tuesday, you did not bring Wednesday. You say Friday is your own calling. Then on Thursday, you brought your idea and you gave it to a few people. Well, that was what was making her cry, Sha. Big Brother had told her that, by the way, her idea was a beautiful one and all. Now, she had spoken about the whole thing with Ozee and how she felt like Ozee was always attacking her and all that. That really made her feel bad and all that. Yes, for her, she feels like Ozee is always countering her opinions and all that. Yes, he had apologized to her, but she really wants to know where that came from. So she needs to have a conversation with him again. Now, this conversation she has had with him this night. Yeah, she spoke with him and they basically just sorted out their issues and spoke about how, yes, he was tackling her, but that was because for the tackling, it was about games and all that, because whenever whenever she plays a game with them and they give her a dare or something, she always pauses before she does them and all that. Well, guy and girl did settle their differences, and then she had a mini issue with Ben that she had to resolve concerning sleeping arrangements. She did not want to be sleeping on his bed because she felt like she had her own reasons and she didn't want to tell him those reasons yet. Yeah, so I mean, Ben took it a certain kind of way and she had to explain and explain and explain. Well, let's go back to her diary session. She has spoken about how she's taking a backseat for this particular wager because she doesn't want to fight with her sister. Yes, Onyeka is the head of house, and Onyeka took it upon herself to write the script as well as Ozee and Ozee. So she doesn't want it to be like, no, she's coming off too strongly. Whatever her sister gives her, whatever role she will take, yes. But she doesn't want to push so that they don't end up fighting because they always fight about things like this. Tofa did not cry during his diary session. For him, he said he was going to play this whole this is full game. He's going to play it as unpredictable as possible and he's going to show different sides of Tofa. He spoke about how he doesn't know why every time the housemates get to talk about him, they get to talk about his lover boy side. Yes, that even with the wager, they have given him a tax talking about Confucianist and how he's a lover boy, and they took it to the tax that even when they are to do normal tax like yesterday Indomie tax, they still brought up this whole his lover boyness. He does not know why they would keep bringing it up because I mean, he doesn't even understand it. For him, Big Brother shook his ship a little with Anita when he had when they had watched their recap and Dami was in his recap, that he had expected that he would see Anita in the recap, but Anita was nowhere to be found and it was Dami. That shook them a little, but then again he has explained it to her. I mean, they just got to know themselves for 6 days and that was it. Big Brother had asked him if he was completely honest with Anita concerning his age, and he has said that in his head he feel he was, that he necessarily did not tell her how old he was. He just told her the age gap between them. However, if she should ask him, he would tell her. So before I enter Shaun's diary session, let's talk about a few things that happened concerning Shaun. Now, Shaun had met Ozee talking about how he needs to talk to Wanni, but he doesn't even know what to do anymore. And that one had advised him that he should go to Handy to ask Handy how much time does her sister want before they talk. Now, Shaun was in a conversation with Onyeka where they were talking about different things. Onyeka was talking about how for her, she wants a healthy relationship, how she has never experienced a guy love her with all her flaws. Because I mean, when her dad was meant to do it, he died. Yes, that her dad is not emotional and he does not talk. So she couldn't really see or set standards for herself. Yes, so basically she was giving her heart to anybody. Yes, and after seeing that whole thing play out with her dad and her mom, instead of her to pick a better guy and all that, a guy that would open up to her, that would speak to her, she was going for guys like her dad. Yes, and at the end of the day, she just saw that she deserved better than that. Now she started talking about how there are 3 types of people in a relationship. There's avoidance, there's anxious, and there's healthy. And for her, she's at the healthy point right now, and their avoidance, and for her, she feels like Shaun is avoidance. Yes, they are the people that they just want to remain locked up in their shell and all. Then the anxious are the people that just keep reaching out. Yes, and for her, when an avoidance or a more avoidance gets in touch with maybe an avoidance, yes, they become anxious. The more the avoidance become anxious, and then the more avoidance now takes the place of avoidance. I'm like, it's all right. So Shaun was like that. No, he's not like that. That for him, cooking and cleaning and all that does not cut it for him. Yes, I mean, he can use money to buy all these things, so they don't cut it for him. He what cuts it for him is, can he trust you? Do you sacrifice your time and all for him? That he always opens up. And Onyeka is like, I mean, there's something like breadcrumbs when it comes to love. Yes. Find out if your partner wants to be loved in a breadcrumb way. And then Shaun spoke about his love language being acts of service. And I'm like, okay, if your love language is acts of service, then why are you saying cleaning and cooking amongst all those things don't cut it for you? Are they not forms of acts of service? I mean, this boy is just confusing himself, Biko. And he said his next love language is quality time. Onyeka spoke about how she touched all aspects of the love language and all. And she basically advised him that then he needs to find a girl who would want the type of love he gives, because most people give love the way they want love. So the kind of love he is giving, you should find a girl that does not have a problem accepting that kind of love. Else, he will be with someone that would feel like they are getting breadcrumbs. Yes. Now, Sean during his diary session spoke about how he is mentally drained. Yes, dude did cry. And he had put on his hoodie to cry his cry and all. And Biggie was even like, are you denying me your lovely eyes and all? Now he has spoken about how he felt mentally drained, that he feel like he internalized a lot of things. He spoke about his argument with Wanni. For him, he does not like hypocrisy. And she has spoken about how she does not like people walking away from him, from her when she's talking. And she did exactly the same thing when he was talking to her. She had walked away and all. So he felt like she was intentionally disrespecting him and he wasn't going to have it. So he intentionally disrespected her. Yes, with the words he said, fuck out of here, your damn self and all. He felt like, yes, he needed to intentionally disrespect her because he felt that was what she was doing, and that Handy had jumped in and all. And it feels like being in a relationship or dating Wanni is like you are dealing with two people. Yes, because it's like you're dating one, but then again it feels like you are having to deal with two people, because Handy is always there to back up her sister. For him, he does not expect to otherwise, and he does not expect that Handy would support him. But then again, I feel like he feels like that's a pill that is difficult for him to swallow. Yes, he feels like he is not being offered the same grace as other people are being offered, because he is also imperfect. Big Brother had told him that when someone wrongs you, it's not in the person's place to detect how you react. Big Brother had also told him that the word overreacting exists for a reason. He had asked him that, okay, does he think he could have passed on his message to Wanni in a less heated manner than he did it? And he was like that, yes, he's not perfect. He agreed that he could have explained things to her in a calmer manner, but then again that would have taken his calm self. And Big Brother was like, okay, what do you intend to do? And he was like that he doesn't know, and that was actually where he started crying and all, that he doesn't even know why he's crying. He does not want to be portrayed as being aggressive, and that this whole thing is difficult. Big Brother was like, the world is filled with flawed individual. Why give anyone the right to judge you? And for him, he was like, him being on the show gives people the right to judge him and all. Plus, if Wanni had shouted on him and all that, it will not be perceived the same way as he doing it to her, because he is bigger than her. He further added that Wanni feels like he's not doing enough. Yeah, she feels like he doesn't do a lot for her, although she does a lot for him, and he feels blessed to have her in the house because she does practically almost everything for him. And Big Brother was like, okay, are you being remorseful for how your actions are perceived, or are you being remorseful for overreacting? And he was like, a bit of both, that maybe overreacting. He took time to answer that question before he said a bit of both, that maybe overreacting, that he's not trying to overreact, especially doing things intentionally. Yes. Then Big Brother had asked him what does he intend to do, and he had asked Big Brother, what should I do? And Big Brother was like, okay, you were apologized to yesterday, do you think you need to do same? Basically giving him a hint that he needs to apologize. And Sean was like, he did yesterday twice, but didn't want to try. Like, he did try to talk to her yesterday twice, but didn't want to try to force her again the third time. And Big Brother was like, you admitted that she's very expressive and she expressed her affections more than you do. Don't you think that it is time to walk the talk? Don't you think it's time to return the favor? Big Brother had advised him to be shameless. Yes, Big Brother used the word shameless. He said be shameless. However, before you do that, ask yourself if you believe Wanni is worth fighting for. At that point, Shaun had taken a beat before he said it's a tough one, that she has more good qualities than bad qualities. So he's trying to see if he can handle the bad qualities that come with her. He's not saying he does not have bad qualities too, but I mean, he's trying to weigh his options. I'm like, it's all right. Now let's talk about Wanni's diary session. She also had cried. Yes. Now, when she had entered, she was glowing and all smiles. And Big Brother had asked her how she was doing, and she said that she was trying to be fine, that yesterday was a lot for her. It was like a roller coaster. I mean, she was happy in the morning and in the afternoon, and then boom, evening came, and everything was just a lot, that she feels like she's dealing with confusing emotions, that she feels drained from yesterday, yes, and that she doesn't even know why she's glowing, because she has cried a lot from yesterday to today, so she doesn't know why she's glowing and all that. And she has spoken about the whole thing that happened with she and Shaun, and for her, she felt like he had disrespected her in the presence of the entire house. Apart from that, that is someone that she cares for the most, apart from Handy in the house, that this is someone she cares for the most in the house. So she does not know how to handle everything. She explained everything that had happened. She spoke about how he was intentionally disrespecting her in front of people, that there are times that they have issues, and when he says he should let her let him be, she does it. So he does not know why he would be all riled up and all that, to the point that everybody were acting like they were not looking at them, but it was obvious that they were looking at them, that she was embarrassed, and at that point she was fighting her tears. Yes, she still did the things she needed to do for him, like serve him his food and all that. For her, she walked out because she felt like he kept acting disrespectful, and then for him to now keep on acting disrespectful, and this time around loudly in front of people. She has never been treated like that. I mean, he's someone that is meant to protect her in front of people, so if other people treat her like that, then how is he meant to protect her? Because definitely now he has given other people the lead way to feel like they can handle or treat her that way, and she is not a girl that is used to that kind of treatment. Yes. And then she started crying and all. And for her, she stated that he had come to her when she was crying and all, saying that he wants to have a conversation, and she was not willing to have a conversation. Handy had told him later and all that, because Handy was basically petting her at that point in time, and he had started saying that he does not know what Handy is telling her in her ears and all. And at that point, she just went with him again, because she did not want it to be a back and forth between himself and Handy. Yes. And for her, this whole thing just triggered trauma for Handy, yes, because these were things that happened to Handy in her past relationship. So this whole thing just triggered things, and she remember she used to advise Handy on what to do and how to take things, but now it's not like tables are turned. Yes, and the advice that she's giving Handy is the advice that Handy is giving her. That for her, she has decided that she would take steps back. Yes, and taking steps back, she and Shaun sleep on the same bed, but for last night she slept on her own bed. Yes, she has stated that she had not spoken to him today, that's yesterday. Yes, and that Shaun is basically always ready to beef. Yes, that relationship takes work and all, but he's a proud person. He has disrespected her before, and now he's doing it in public, that he keeps saying she made him do it, that it's okay to apologize. And Big Brother has stated that on the brighter side, I mean, being a prospective divorcee is making her skin glow, and she had laughed and all that. And Big Brother had asked her, do you think Shaun believes like everything must happen on his time because you enabled it? And she has said yes, that she thinks that is it, that it was not an intentional act from her part. It's just that for her, she feels like being respected, like she has been respecting him and all. She did not know that it would turn out for him to be disrespecting her. And Big Brother has said, okay, what do you intend to do? And she has stated that she doesn't really know what to do and all, because she really like and care for him, that she loves him as a person. She's not in love with him yet, because that would take process. However, she loves him as a person, that he is his anger and his stubbornness is a lot, yes, and that he has a big ego. That Anita had told her to pull him aside and have a conversation with him, but she's scared to do that, yes, because she feels like, nah, that's not going to do any good but harm. That even Handy wanted to talk to him, but and Handy does not want all that also. Biggie then told her maybe Sean overreacted, but if someone you care about tells you how he feels, you shouldn't trivialize that feeling. And he had also added that if she feels disrespected, then maybe it's time she shows him how she wants to be cared for. And that was when she started crying and all. And she was saying that she knows that she was wrong to trivialize how he felt about things and all that, that she admits that she's wrong with that. But then again, he acts like she's invisible whenever they fight and all. He takes back all his care. I started giving instances of 2 weeks back when they were fighting and she was up for eviction. She had survived the eviction. Sean practically told everybody congratulations except she and her sister, and when they were pulling their box, he acted like he was not seeing them. Yes, and she does not like that, and she was crying and all. And Big Brother had told her that, I mean, crying is a good skincare routine. And she was just blushing and all, telling Big Brother that no wonder she has been glowing because she cried from yesterday till today and all that. She had moved on to talk about her and Handy, talking about how she was crying when they were separated. Yes, that, I mean, she is seeing her period, so she has been so emotional of late. Yes, that she was crying when they separated, like no, Handy had died or Handy left the house and all that. Handy was the one that was even consoling her. Usually it's Handy that cries like that, but Handy was now the one consoling her and all that. That she feels like little had changed, yes, because let's look at it, nothing really changed except the fact that Big Brother separated them. That for her is still Handy x Wandy for life, yes, that they have a brand that is Wandy x Handy brand, and they've been paired since birth and they chose each other, that they share practically everything together, both money or everything, they share it together. So I mean, just like the win that Handy won, where she did not win, she was so happy because I mean, the win, the money still came to the family, it still came to her. Yes, so she was just a bit sad about the whole separation, but I mean, it is her and her sister till day 71. She wants the two of them to go to the final day and win the money so it can come home with them. Now let's talk about the whole talk between Sean and Wanni a few minutes ago. Now we did not see the beginning, neither did we see the end because of the nonsense break in transmission that was happening. Plus, when they were not breaking in transmission, they were showing them and then showing other unnecessary things. Well, we, however, saw where Wanni was talking about how she does not understand it when people revoke their care and how she's not like that. She will still go on and do the things she would normally do for you, even though you people are fighting. And Sean had told her to not do that, that for him, it's not particular to her. He does it even to his family, that they are not the same people. So it makes him feel somehow when he sees that comparison. Yes, that's his own coping mechanism, that he would like, she should try to understand him and that he knows he's not perfect, it's something he needs to work on, but she should just try to understand him, and she should stop creating story. And for her, she's like, she's not creating any story, she's telling him how she feels, and he's like, yes, that he understands that she's saying how she feels and all that, but that she should not tell him how others react and all that. That's a trigger for him. Yes, that he's not trying to invalidate her feelings or anything like that. And then she was talking about how for her there's a way she wants to be treated and loved. Yes, that she's not invalidating his feelings. Also, for her, he cannot speak to her in the presence of people, even her sister, the way he was speaking to her. She also addressed the situation of him wanting to talk at his own time, saying that, I mean, there are times where you've needed your space and I've given you your space twice or three times thereabouts. So why won't you offer me same grace? Now that's what they were talking. They now moved it to and started showing us Sean and Suge talking about how fun the tax work was. Then their whole break in transmission. I'm like, what's wrong with these people? Then they brought it back to them, and Sean was talking about how for him they are not personal to him, but there are things that he needs to work on. And for him, it's somehow, yes, because he has only disrespected her twice or three times. So judging him based on all that for him was wrong. He has stated how she practically walked away from him and she had complained about him walking out on her, so he just felt a certain kind of way. They had moved it again and we did not see the end of that conversation, but I'm assuming that two of them actually did make peace. Well, we saw Victoria and Ozee talking about what Ozee would actually do for Onyeka for her birthday, and Victoria had suggested him doing breakfast and he had refused, that he was not going to do that because people had made it look like it's something romantic and he's not going to do that. Instead, he will just write a note to her. Yes, that he cannot do that because if he does that, tomorrow is his diary session and the first thing he's going to be hearing from Big Brother is reprimand on that, asking him if does he see how his actions is actually buttressing that whole thing. Then we saw Cassia getting a microphone infringement because she was not with her mic. I'm so sorry this video is so long. I mean, I had to tell you guys everything that happened today, yesterday. That's all I have for you guys on this particular video. Please, if you're to subscribe, can you click on the subscription button and click on notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post any new video. Bye guys.